Of all the auto brands on the road today, only one has been named the best auto brand for 6 straight years. That brand is Mazda. Come shop and save on the award-winning lineup of new Mazdas right now at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Cantea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Cantea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome as we start another day's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours in your world since the last time we had the opportunity to spend a little time with you, roughly some 24 hours ago. You know, life in general and conventional wisdom teaches us that, as the old saying goes, the old song goes, everything must change. Nothing remains the same. And if you are blessed to stick around long enough, you understand full well that things change. For many of us, it is discouraging to watch American society drift away from things that have served us well over the years. Things that are time-tested, things that are honored, and quite frankly, things that contributed to the greatness of America. Question: whatever happened to a guy or girl that's in charge of whatever, and the question is posed to them, and they don't know the answer to it? Whatever happened to? That's a great question. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. Whatever happened to? This is news to me. It's the first I'm hearing about it. Let me delve into it at tomorrow's briefing. We'll get back to you. I'll have some answers for you. Whatever happened to that? It, with every passing day, becomes more and more apparent that individuals in charge of certain things are either much more comfortable or feel it's just easier to BS their way through things that they know they don't have the answer for. Recently, a cyber attack, allegedly by a Russian group, led to the Colonial Pipeline being shut down. Now, for those that don't know, close to half of the oil and gas that is consumed on the East Coast runs through this multi-thousand-mile pipeline. So in the wake of this cyber attack and the resulting shortages of gasoline in this country, immediately the press started asking about it. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki proceeded to trot up to the microphone Homeland Security Advisor Dr. Elizabeth Sherwood Randall and Deputy National Security Advisor for Cyber and Emerging Technologies, Ann Neuberger, to reassure Americans yesterday that the Biden administration is on top of this and there are no gas shortages. Ms. Sherwood, quote, "Right now, there is not a supply shortage," she told reporters at the daily White House press briefing. Jen Psaki, White House spokesperson, then followed saying, quote, "At this point in time, I would just reiterate, we don't see a supply issue." President Joe Biden then spoke about the issue later in the day, reassuring Americans that, quote, "We are acting to mitigate any impact on our fuel supply." Roughly 3 or 4 hours later, Jen Psaki, in a written response to the media, and of course we all know what that means, if I write it and hand them to it, they can't ask me any questions about it. Hours later, she comes back after saying, "At this point, we don't see any supply shortages." She turns right around and says in her written statement, quote, "We are monitoring supply shortages in parts of the Southeast and are evaluating every action the administration can take to mitigate the impact as much as possible." I have been doing this for so long, I understand the politics behind certain things. I get it. You never let a good crisis go to waste. You never waste an opportunity to demonize the other side. I get it. But whatever happened to, again, I don't know, but I'm going to find out. Instead of looking me in my face and telling me, not only did Jen Psaki do it, she trotted out other experts to tell us, no, there's no supply shortages. And we're looking at the news, live feeds of miles-long lines to get gas on the East Coast. I can respect the guy or girl that tells me That's a good question, Clarence. I don't have an answer, but I'm going to find out. When we meet tomorrow, when we meet next week, I'll have an answer for you. I can respect that. But I cannot respect the person that looks me in my eye and tries to BS their way through something. Can you imagine what the outcry, the outrage, the level of consternation would be? Can you imagine if Donald Trump had done this? Can you imagine if Donald Trump told the American public, there's no gasoline shortages, I don't know what these people are talking about, they're crazy. And then you flip channels and you see the miles-long lines of people trying to get gasoline for their vehicles. Can you imagine what the outcry would be? Of course, now, this is the same administration that told us there's no crisis at the border. What are these people talking about? Crisis? Immigration crisis? Oh, there's a challenge, but there's no crisis. It's a situation. Now, thank you, Marty. It's not a crisis. It's not a challenge. It's a situation at the border. It's not a crisis, but you put the second most powerful person on planet Earth, the vice president, in charge of fixing, quote, a situation, who, by the way, has yet to set foot on the border, but everything's under control. We got it covered. Y'all go to sleep and rest easy. Of course, now, this is also the same administration. One of the very first things they did after all of the work we did to become energy independent, first order of business was to cancel the Keystone XL pipeline. If Forrest Gump were here, he'd say, that bit you squarely in the buttocks. First order of business was to cancel the Keystone XL pipeline after all the work we did to become energy independent. And then you look me in my face, trot out your experts, and BS me to my face. Well, there's no shortages. Of course, now, we tried to tell you. You demonized us. You ravaged us. You called us all kind of ugly names. We told you what was coming. But did you listen? No, not you. Nope. Sure didn't. What did the old folks teach us? The old adage, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Doesn't taste that good, does it? I didn't think so. That's rhetorical. You don't have to answer. We already know the answer to that question. No shortages. So what's all those lines out there? Oh, they stopped by to get a cold. They stopped off on the way home from work so they could buy a cold one. They're not there to get gas. Y'all don't pay no attention to that. If it weren't so tragically sad, it might, on its best day, be funny. But tell that to the folks who are sitting in miles-long lines on the East Coast to get gas for their cars. Of course, now, some are of the opinion, Clarence, I wouldn't put it past these folks to stage all this, because you know what they're going to tell you. See, if we were all driving electric cars, we wouldn't have to worry about gasoline shortages. But wait, there is no shortage. Oh, silly me, that's right. Don't put anything past some people. Yesterday, we had a full slate of guests. so we weren't able to get to it. But don't worry, I didn't forget about you. Today, first time ever on a Wednesday, after break number 1, we come back with another edition of Now That's Just Stupid. That's up next on the Clarence Bug Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golf and Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with the Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Team Honda wants to thank you for once again making us Louisiana's #1 new car dealer by offering you never-before-seen savings. For the first time ever, get 0% financing up to 60 months on some of your favorite Honda models. Get thousands in savings right now at Team Honda on Siegen Lane.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing.
You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day.
Bolello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. There was a time not so very long ago where, and let me preface this by saying, I am a big Manda's sausage fan. I mean, you pretty much can't be from South Louisiana and not be a Manda's sausage fan. But here at Bayou Smokehouse, 10655 Coursey Boulevard, by the way, the home of old school barbecue. Every single day, and just so happened this morning, I'm going to talk with Chef Finn. I happen to walk in, and there he is. Every single day, they grind their own sausage, shoot it into the sausage casing, take it out, and smoke it. And which is why I prefaced it, while I am a Manda sausage fan. As a South Louisiana boy, it's just something about when you grind the sausage yourself and then you take it out to the grill and smoke it yourself. If you've not been by as of yet, my friends, you are living a deprived life. I'll tell you more about it as the show goes on. If by chance you're new to the show, new to the station, new to the area, in response to the ever-growing rapidly expanding level of stupidity in our country, we have instituted a new segment. It is entitled, now that's just stupid, not S-T-U-P-I-D, that's regular stupid. But since we seem to have settled on, let's see if we can take this to an art form. This stupid is S-T-O-O-P-I-D. Now that's just stupid, an entirely different level of stupid. We start this segment in the state of Washington. Left coast, right? Wink, wink. The superintendent of the Bellingham School District in the state of Washington responded this week to concerns from parents that a first grade teacher was reading transgender books to their young students, and he defended it by saying, quote, reading of diverse books and learning about all kinds of lives is consistent with our values in our strategic plan. In his response, Superintendent Greg Baker didn't address the parental concerns of parents, but instead complained about the national attention to the reading of the book to first graders. Quote, it is prompting hate speech and harassment based on our values as a district and our commitment to equitable, diverse, and inclusive education. Did you catch this? This is how the liberals / progressives / Democrats operate. You're not going to address the fact that parents are up in arms over you reading transgender books to freaking first graders. Instead, your response zeroes in on the fact that, oh, well, this is prompting hate speech and harassment. And to add a little icing to their progressive cake, they then throw in, this is based on our values as a district and our, here it comes, commitment to equitable, diverse, and inclusive education. You see how they strategically put the words in there? Who wants to be that guy or that girl that's against being equitable? Nobody. Who wants to be that guy or that girl that's against us being more diverse? Nobody. Who wants to be that guy or that girl that's against inclusive education? Nobody. Oh, Marty said, me? You get in line behind me, Marty. You see how they play you? You see how they play you? How many times do I have to tell you? Liberals / progressives / Democrats know just which buttons to push. Back you into a corner such that, well, I can't really come out and say anything about this because I don't want to be that guy. Listen, y'all, America is quickly approaching a tipping point where those of us who love this country, love the freedoms and the liberties that are afforded to us, we have just about had enough of this crap. Who in their right minds thinks it is the school system's responsibility to teach freaking first graders about transsexuals? Really? And to fix it up to make it easier for you to swallow, they throw in diversity, inclusiveness, and equitability. Know what I call that? Stupid. Not S-T-U-P-I-D. That's regular stupid. This dude in Washington, all the way up here. S-T-O-O-P-I-D. Stupid. Of course now, somebody elected this clown. All the members on the school board, they were elected by someone. And you wonder why Americans are fleeing the public school systems in droves? Of course now, what the liberals / progressives / Democrats want you to believe is Americans are fleeing the public school system in droves because they're racist. Let me tell you something. As a black man, a God-fearing, flag-waving, NASCAR-loving black man, you try teaching this crap to my 1-year-old, Houston, we got a problem. We got a problem, Hoss. End of discussion. Somebody elected these clowns. And if you had no better sense than to do your due diligence before pushing the button or pulling the lever for these butt wipes, well, you deserve what you get. Just don't be surprised when you look up and go, there's nobody left in the school system. Imagine that. Secondly, speaking of things that served us well in this country and ushered us into an era of greatness, things that we are quickly abandoning now, you would think at some point, with ratings crashing terribly because of the woke agenda, you would think the NFL, the NBA, Major League Baseball, you'd think they would learn that there is validity to the statement, get woke, go broke. You'd think they'd have learned that by now, but no. Think back not so very long ago when the Houston Astros won the World Series, and we found out, they were cheating. You remember the scandal? Put the camera out there in center field and pick up the signals. Now, let me add for the record. The stealing of signals is something that has been going on in baseball for eons. Probably ever since, who was it? Abner Doubleday came up with the game, Marty? Marty's over there playing with his beard. I want to say it was Abner. It will be Abner Doubleday, at least for today. When he invented the game. Ever since then, we've seen individuals stealing signals. That's a part of the American lexicon when it comes to baseball. Problem was the Astros got caught doing it. So the Astros show up to take on the Yankees. And for those of y'all that don't know, Yankee fans are brutal. They have taken to an art form, riding other teams' players. Not in a derogatory or vulgar manner, mind you. They just ride you. So the Astros went to MLB's front office and said, can y'all give us some help? Well, you're a member franchise. Sure, what's the problem? Man, them Yankee fans are brutal. What are you talking about? Well, they're calling us cheaters and, all this kind of stuff. Could y'all maybe get security to get them to dial this thing back a bit? Newsflash, Houston Astros. You don't cheat, you don't have that problem. Whatever happened to, it's not whether you win or lose, it's how you play the game. People have accused me of being the most competitive person they know. When I'm bowling with my team, oh, it's cutthroat, dude. It's cutthroat. But here's what they miss. If you beat me on a day where I know I picked up every spare I had the ability to pick up, I've scored as many strikes as I can. 7 in a row, by the way, is my all-time high. I can stomach you beating me because I gave it my best. Now, if I go out and blow spares that I know I'm capable of picking up, well, I got a problem. Not with you, I got a problem with myself. Houston, your problem is not with the New York Yankee fans. Your problem is you cheated. You don't want people calling you cheaters? Don't cheat. That's a very simple problem fixed. End of discussion. You don't want to be called a cheater, then don't cheat. Problem goes away. But to go to the front office to ask for help from the fans after you got caught cheating, now that, my friends, is flat out stupid. Bottom of the hour break. We'll get her done. Come back and talk more with you right where you've got it on today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bugg Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. I want to delve a little bit into a couple of sports topics in this segment. Folks here in Louisiana will soon be able to bet on sports. Sports bookies, sports book locations, and through mobile apps as well, under a bill that advanced to the next step Tuesday in the Louisiana Senate as part of this regular legislative session. You probably remember that voters in 55 of the 64 parishes in our state agreed to allow sports betting on live action games. Problem is, lawmakers have yet to catch up with the vote. So they are in the process of setting the rules, the tax rates, so on and so forth, before the actual sports betting can begin. Republican legislative leaders are reportedly pushing measures required for the wagering to start, giving them a pretty strong chance of the legislation reaching the desk of Governor John Bel Edwards. Over time, as an individual who cherishes the freedoms and liberties afforded us in this country, I have changed my way of thinking as it relates to gaming and sports betting. Initially, I was not in favor of gaming in Louisiana because for me, it was just, oh, wait a minute, the Constitution for our state says we cannot have gambling. So what'd you do? Take one letter out and change the word to gaming from gambling? You may or may not know, the state of Louisiana had the very first lottery in the entire United States of America. It was so filled with corruption that the United States government banned lotteries from the entire nation. Leave it to good old Louisiana, right? By God, we'll fix them. So when it came back around, still in the Constitution is we can't have gambling. But if we take the B out, ha-ha, gotcha. It's gaming. It's not gambling, but I digress. Over time, as an individual who loves and cherishes freedom, I've come to the realization these are grown folks. They work as hard as possible for their money. It is their disposable income, not mine. And as an individual who cherishes freedom, who am I to tell a grown adult what they can or cannot do with their disposable income? Freedom and liberty involves both a blessing and a curse. But there's a distinct dividing line between us conservatives and liberals. See, we conservatives understand freedom and liberty means as long as it does not infringe upon my enjoyment of a constitutional right, I don't have any dog in this hunt. I have no say-so in what an individual does with his or her disposable income. They got up in the morning, they went to work, they put in an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. What they do with that money is their business. It ain't none of mine. I'm sorry, English teachers, I should have given y'all the heads up on that one. That's not my business. Just like I don't want someone else. Clarence, you giving that much money to the church? That ain't your business. I work for this money. What I do with it is my business. Of course, now, that street runs both ways. So it is not within my purview to tell a grown person what you can or cannot do with your disposable income. As conservatives, we understand that is the blessing and the curse that comes with liberties. The problem comes on the Democrat side. See, when y'all see something or hear something that you don't like, oh, you want to ban it. Well, wait a minute. I thought we had freedom and liberty. no, not if we don't agree with it. That's the difference between us and them. See, when somebody says something Democrats don't like, oh, well, you ought not be allowed to say that. Well, what about free speech, buddy? You want to tell me what I can think or what I can't think, what I can say or what I can't say? That's not freedom, nor is it liberty. That's the difference between us and y'all. Now, some of y'all ain't going to get that till later. That's okay. As long as at some point you get it. Sadly, when you look at the direction this country's taken, makes you wonder if some of y'all are ever going to be able to grasp that concept. Saw this story yesterday, and it really broke my heart because it centers around an individual that many of us rallied behind. Most of you know him by the name JJ. Others know him from the name the Superfan. J.J. Robertson is an adorable young man. He was stricken early in life with a liver disease that requires constant treatment and has prohibited his growth. Well, when word broke about J.J. Robertson being this amazing, energetic fan of the New Orleans Saints, his father, Jordy Robertson, capitalized on his fame. He launched a GoFundMe account to raise money, allegedly, for his son's treatment. Well, come to find out that's not what he was using the money for. This week, the father, Jordy Robertson, was sentenced to 8 years in prison, 3 years of supervised release, and ordered to pay back $116,216 in restitution. All of this to the victims who paid money as part of this fraudulent GoFundMe scheme. Federal prosecutors say the schemes began in 2016 and ran for 3 years into 2019. His home in Laplace, Louisiana, was raided by the DEA in October of 2018. Criminal charges were brought against him in August of 2019. Prosecutors claim that on at least one occasion, the money raised by Mr. Robertson under the guise of providing treatments for his son instead went to purchase household goods, groceries, personal items, and on a number of occasions withdrawing large quantities of cash at New Orleans area casinos. It is important to note that JJ, Superfan, the son, had nothing to do with any of this. You know, typically, when something of this magnitude happens, there will be individuals out there that will use it as an opportunity to besmirch anyone in the family. That is not the case here. It is a sad ending to a story, and if you've ever seen a story about JJ, if you've ever met the Superfan, the guy's just got a way about him. He captures your heart. And it's hard, especially being a South Louisiana boy, it's hard not to have this outpouring of sympathy and support for an individual that's dealing with something that is completely and totally beyond his or her control. So to watch this happen is a sad ending to the story. I guess if there is a silver lining in the story, is that after 8 years in prison, and with good time being what it is, and COVID and all the other things, God only knows how much time he will actually serve. He will still have the opportunity to right a wrong. And at the end of the day, one of the things that endears America to me more than a lot of other things is the fact that we are the land of second chances. We are, in this country, so fortunate to live among people that love a good comeback story. We love underdogs, and we love a good comeback story. So my sincere hope for the Robertson family, and particularly for the father, Jordy Robertson, is that he will use his time after serving his penance. He'll use that time to, quote, make it right. Whether or not that will happen, only time will tell. But for the sake of that great young man, that son of his, for all that he has gone through over the years, I only hope that he'll have the opportunity and take advantage of the opportunity to make it right. Just saying. Final break of today's show. We'll get her done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and we wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
We're making 2021 the year of savings, and it starts right now at Team Toyota. Come get a new 21 Corolla for just $189 a month, or get a 20 Camry for just $19,995. It's a year full of savings starting right now, right here at Team Toyota.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back for the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. You know, every now and then, my fellow Americans give me hope. We in this country, in recent memory, have seen all sorts of social upheaval in this country. And of course, the woke movement, in many quarters, still to this day continues to pick up steam. But every now and then, the American public gives me hope. In the wake of this whole wokeness campaign, a phrase has been coined. All right, get woke, go broke. Particularly as it pertains to organized athletics. The NFL, MLB, NBA, they're now finding out it's not really the best business model to insult half of your freaking audience. That's not the wisest course of action. Last year, the NBA had record low viewership. So obviously, you figure, okay, if it was record low last year, certainly this year it can't get any lower, right? Wrong answer. Oh my goodness, look who just walked into Bayou Smokehouse. Wow, wow. We'll talk in just a minute. So you're thinking, okay, record low viewership for the NBA. Certainly it can't get any worse this year, right? I mean, people are still, a lot of them at home, nothing better to do. Oh, let's watch an NBA game. Wrong answer. 13% drop in viewership over last year's historic lows. According to Sports Business Journal, NBA games broadcast on ESPN, ABC, and TNT averaged only 1.4 million viewers last week. Now, will the NBA learn from this? That's rhetorical. You don't have to answer. We all know the answer to that question. Nope, they ain't gonna learn. And the American public will continue to instruct these individuals that we've just about had enough of this crap. I mean, at the end of the day, let's understand something here, y'all. And y'all can hate me if you want. Hey, ain't gonna be the first time, won't be the last. And as you get older in life, once you pass the 60 barrier, you don't care what people think anymore. Pure and simple. I don't care. At the end of the day, you are not developing a cure for cancer. At the end of the day, you are not developing some process to desalinate water from the world's oceans so that people in underdeveloped countries have enough clean drinking water at their disposal. You are not teaching our children how to be better individuals. You're a freaking athlete. End of discussion. End of discussion. And the reason I tune in to watch you is because I want to get away from all the crap that you decided you need to shove down my throat. Every now and then, the American public restores my faith in them. This is yet another classic example. And when all is said and done, there's a line in an old Tower of Power song that says, you got to go through it to get to it. If this is what it takes for us to regain some sanity in this country, in our sports-obsessed culture, then so be it. If we have to go through it to get to it, better to find out now how you really feel about this country than to wait a second longer. For my money, since y'all went to visit China earlier this year, you can pack your whole operation up and get the hell out. You can go over there. They'll buy all the tickets you can manufacture. Matter of fact, NBA just recently signed a new TV agreement with China. At the end of the day, it's still America, brother. Pure and simple. And for those that want to demonize it, those that want to accuse us of being the most horrible people on the planet, well, it is America. Buried deep in the Constitution is the line that says, it's America, you got a right to be a moron. So be it. Just don't expect real Americans to buy what you're selling. Just saying. Speaking of buying great stuff, if you have yet to come by 10655 Coursey Boulevard, Bayou Smokehouse, the home of old school barbecue, my friends, you are living a deprived life. One of the things that I love about Bayou Smokehouse, you know how we've become accustomed to certain things in this country. There was a time where you would go out to eat and you expected certain things. Great service, great food, great atmosphere. Unfortunately, as time has gone by, now we find ourselves, well, if I can get 2 out of 3, I'm happy. If I can get, in some cases, 1 out of 3, I'm happy. If the food is good, well, service could be horrible, but hey, what can you expect? I mean, you know, you want fries with that too? I get it. Been there, done that. But don't you deserve better? As hard as you work for your money, don't you deserve to be served by folks that are so glad you decided to spend some of your money with them? Don't you deserve to go, wow, I don't know what was better. Look, there he goes again, Uncle Roy walking through my shop. When you roar, you can do that. You can do that. Yeah, you did it. Just walk through my shop. Way to go, Uncle Roy. As hard as you work for your money, don't you deserve better? Now listen, if you are satisfied doing that in the vernacular of the streets, I ain't mad at you. But personally, I think you're worth more than that. Just saying. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. Real easy to get to. They would love to see you. And by the way, you never know who you're going to encounter when you come by. As a matter of fact, my dear friend Bill Profita just walked in. The King Maker, Roy Fletcher, just walked in. I don't know if you want people to know you're here or not, so I'm going to withhold your name. I'm going to withhold your name for the time being. Come on by. We'd love to see you. It truly is the home of old school barbecue. And when I say things here, everything is made from scratch, I challenge you to prove me wrong. My time's up, y'all, and I got to go. But this day, just like any other, I give it to you. You know what? You're right. America, we're not perfect. But for this old boy's money, it's the best there is. And God knows there's no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you know he loves you, and you know I do too. Then again, there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.